Hey everybody, this is Stacking Pennies. Big one edition. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. getting the dub this week. I can assure you this. He won't be getting the dub this week, Thursday, because it is Kickball week, my friend. Rolling into the Roval. It's going to be a big show, a little bit of preview, and a little bit of talking about Talladega. A lot of drafty car. Coming right up, Stacking Pennies. Buckle up. It's going to be a wild show.
Stacking them deep, selling them cheap.
It tastes like gasoline, rubber, and victory.
We're just out here stacking pennies.
Here we go. Hey guys, LaJoie here. Ryan Flores reporting from the Nonsense Garage. Big week, probably the busiest week for almost everybody of the year. Charlotte, Roval week, Kickball, Classic, what we call it, KK4 if we wanted to. Lot of hard work, a lot of T's getting crossed, I's dotted for that event. Kannapolis this Thursday. It really is my most fun day of the year, to be honest with you. Really excited about that for everybody's involvement. And everybody to come out and scope out their favorite drivers and YouTube personalities trying to play their hand at kickball. So, but before we get into all that, a little bit of preview. We did race this weekend, actually, at Talladega. Rick Stenhouse, captain of one of the kickball teams, took the dub, but there was a lot of stuff that happened here in between now and then.
Yeah.
Where do we even get started?
I don't know. I mean, let's talk about your race. How was your race? Man, it's a brutal weekend, it seems like, for you guys. Going through Tech on Friday, one lap on Saturday, and then race on Sunday.
The time could be spent a bit more efficiently there.
Yeah.
I get that they want to be thorough with the tech of the cars and all that stuff, but arriving Friday morning to run one lap between then and 2:30 on Sunday doesn't make a lot of sense. But hey, I don't make the rules. So
Halloween with the kids, though.
Halloween, that's one thing. That's one thing that the MRO does is
call it the Fall Festival.
The Fall Festival. So normally, years prior, it falls around Halloween. So this is a couple weeks away, obviously. But they have a nice little playground there at Talladega, so they get the blow-up obstacle courses and bounce houses, and they do hay rides, and they essentially do trick-or-treat in the driver-owner lot. People leave out little bowls of candy. All the kids get dressed up. Levi wanted to be Batman with the little suit with like the sewn pecs and abs in it. He looked freaking hilarious. It was a little bit too hot for him to wear the mask because it was like sweating to his face. Jensen was Lightning McQueen. He had like this little like...
How many Lightning McQueens were there?
There's only one, him. But he doesn't like wearing glasses. He doesn't like wearing hats. He doesn't even like wearing shoes. So he wore the Lightning McQueen thing that like went over his body for about 10 feet, and he was over it.
Gotta give him a t-shirt. I had a career day on Friday at cruise school.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, how do I get tire changing through to 4-year-olds? So I brought my laptop and I pulled up the video of Guido from Cars when he changes the tires for the first time. And they were instantly engaged. I was like, you want to see what that looks like in real life? Then I played some helmet camera for him. It was cool.
Then you bought them all little tiny diecast cars?
Little 164s,
you bribed
12 championship cars.
So what about when some guy that sells insurance follows you up, you really it for him?
I don't know.
What's he going to show?
I bet his body feels a lot better than mine jumping out in front of these things 36 a week. So it's all a trade-off.
I feel like it was kind of off week for you guys because what'd you do? 4 tires once, maybe twice?
It was. We only did one 4-tire stop. Chris Conklin filled her up, got it right to the scene of the crash. We got wrecked. But before we get there, we got a bunch of videos keyed up. It was a crazy weekend. Where'd you end up?
18th.
18th. You were in the big drafty car wreck on the backstretch. This race was. It looks like I can't unsee drafty car when I watch.
Bro, I'm in it, and I'm thinking the entire time it's drafty car. Especially when we're 4 wide of 8 rows apiece. You're like, who's going to be the guy that's just going to wipe out every single car? Surprisingly, it was a 6 car that wiped out the entire field.
I don't want to be the guy in front of the 6. I'm not saying anything bad about Brad, except when I look back at the film, the guy in front of him usually is going the wrong way at some point in time.
Well, before we get all the way to there, Bubba called me this morning. He said, hey, man, He's like, how's it going? I'm like, oh, it's dealing with everybody bailing on me last minute for the kickball tournament. And he goes, well, about that. And he was just messing with me about the kickball tournament. I said, 1 year the captain, so you're obligated to show up. He wasn't able to fill a team, and we got to talking about, I'm like, was that not drafty car? He goes, bro, I was legitimately thinking that it was drafty car. And he said the whole time you're waiting for people to wreck in front of you, and you just hope that little red bar next to your on the right side of the screen doesn't pop up when you lose control and you DNF.
We actually wrecked.
It's the most realistic game of all time.
We got crashed, but still crossed the finish line for the stage. So it was like, you had drafty car and you get wrecked to the end. And
yeah, that's right.
We have to stop talking about drafty car until they pass, because it has been we have been talking about it.
I think it's such a good game.
Or at least
it deserves
send
to
us
get
a free
public.
T-shirt.
Something.
But yeah, that's what it looked like, dude. It looked like that, and then the red bar popped up for us, and that car's going to need 3 weeks of repairs.
Before we start rifling off all these videos for you people watching on YouTube, Michael McDowell, Travis Peterson on the pole again. 6 poles this year. 5 of them have been at Speedways. They won the pole at Gateway as well. Apparently, there's a substantially large bonus from Busch Light if you have the most poles a year. And they are now they are one up on Kyle Larson to get that bonus. Heard it was $100,000 as well.
Not bad.
So who would have had? I'm sure that's a team thing. I wonder if there's. I think McDowell probably did comb through the contract to see if he gets a percentage of that.
And they were like, "Nope, you're leaving."
Nope. Also, you're leaving, and also anybody could really drive a car for one lap at the Talladega or Daytona, sit on the pole. But congrats to Peterson and that entire 34 bunch. They have had some speed and Roush Yates engines as well. Because whatever's between the frame rails of that unit is pretty solid to be on the pole.
Oh, yeah.
We qualified 28th, which is, without pulling stats, I believe it's the first time in my entire Cup career qualifying in the top 30 of a Speedway.
Let's go.
The bar is set very low. But we achieved over the bar. I'm like, damn, boys, I got a 2 in front of this thing. I'm going to win this damn thing. Felt good.
Got yelled at about that last year myself.
Yeah.
Scolded.
Yeah, that is the difference. Because, we qualified 28th, and it's easy to just throw away Speedway qualifying like it doesn't matter. I can assure you, and even McDowell said this, it's a lot easier to drive your way to the front when your car has potential speed in it versus when it doesn't. And those guys were in there after qualifying looking at pictures, talking about how to get a little more speed, how to get the thing on the bump stops a little more to get some straight line speed. So that was a bit refreshing. But nonetheless, for truck race, Grant Enfinger gets the dub.
Ooh, Timmy Fiedler, shout out. Timmy Fiedler was a spotter. That's a huge deal, dude. Right to the championship round.
I know.
CR7.
Who'd have had it? Grant's on a heater right now, got a lot of confidence. He's just a good old boy. I'd like to get him on the show before we go to Phoenix.
What's that guy's name? Corey
Rohrbach. Cody Rohrbach.
Cody Rohrbach. So, good on him.
Say his last name one more time.
Cody. R7. CR7. He went out and got Grant, and they have made that team into a championship contending team, dude. That's awesome. And, I said it last week on Around the Track. It's like Nick Sanchez, Corey Heim, Ty Majeski, and who's the other one I'm thinking about? 19 truck.
Oh, Christian
Eckes are they're like the main 4. They've dominated the whole year, and now one of them's going to be out. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting to see who's out, but we got to wait 2 more weeks to see them back on track. Xfinity race.
Sammy Smith gets the dub.
Another guy. He was on the outside looking in. He's going to be in around 8. Mm-hmm. So
poor SVG got hooked. He got pushed onto the apron, and he's like, all right, let me just blend. Oh, damn it. I'm crashed.
He was good in the Cup race. He got up there, led the lanes, did everything he needed to do. So good day for him.
Yeah, he was working well with Ross. Ross was pushing to the lead a couple times.
WeatherTech cars look sweet for next year. They were set out in front of the media center there. So moving on to the race. The first one.
Saturday morning we went for a little track jog.
The big one.
Jesus. Well, Ronald, he's probably 110 pounds. He takes pounds like a 200-pound man.
Takes dumps like a 200-pound.
Just dumps, bro, on the ball field at Talladega. And you don't realize, I have been going to Talladega for, 8 years now, how banked it is, bro. We ran around the bottom Saturday morning, and I'm like, I got to go to the top. You have to go up on your hands. It's that freaking bank, dude.
Yeah.
It feels somewhat flat when you're on there. So that was pretty cool to actually run the track. Never done that. And I can assure you it's a lot more difficult running 2.66 miles than it is driving. That backstretch seems like you're on it forever.
Mechanical advantage. Who runs faster, you or Shane?
Shane's got his goal was 1,000 kilometers for the year, which is like 3K a day. I'm not doing that. I don't like to run.
No, and we use the standard measuring system here, not metric.
That's right.
Welcome to America, Shane. You've been here for a year. Time to give it up.
Time to convert. But he's strong.
Oh yeah,
he's a good runner.
And is he ready for kickball? I hear you have a little bit of a hamstring issue going on.
I do. I had to get it worked on from canned breath this week. I feel good about it though. You know, I'm gonna play hurt. I'm gonna play through it.
All right.
I have no excuses. I get more amped up and competitive this week than I do pretty much the entire week.
One guy that had to play hurt this weekend was Flores. He had the pit. What, they get caught messing around?
Allegedly. With roof flaps, potentially.
Okay, so they had the pit.
That car looked sick, by the way.
It did.
Fluorescent pink.
I didn't know what his plan was here.
I don't know either.
He tried to blend in that whole little lazy getting up
old
there.
Macho Man ain't letting him have that spot.
That
no,
was Anthony
sir.
Alfredo.
What?
And that was Anthony Alfredo in that car, was it not?
No.
Why was he standing there in a fire suit?
Because he was driving the 62 car.
Oh, wrong car. Okay, my bad.
Okay.
I'm confused. So
Anthony Alfredo driving the 62.
Driving 62.
Macho Man, BJ McLeod, skull fire suit, driving this black 78 because he doesn't want any sponsors. Also,
he doesn't need them.
Sick pair of gargoyles on BJ's gate, by the way.
I don't think that. Oh yeah, I saw that. I don't think that the 78 had an opportunity there because the 99 kind of lazily took it.
Yeah.
And the 78 was like, whoa.
Well, like, whoa. You're only going 30 miles an hour faster than 99 is at that time.
Put that on, obviously, Daniel, but the spotter, too.
They kind of hammered him on the broadcast when watching it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to hold your lane there and hope that you can stay attached to the back of the pack.
It wasn't. That was a tough look. And it's tough, playoff car.
Luckily, it didn't take out anybody else.
Where'd he end up? I don't know where Suarez ended up.
He got
in
that last wreck as well.
Oh, was he?
Been a toe linked.
A lot of times when you wreck early like that and you're a couple laps down, you're just riding around, you end up with a good finish.
Yeah, right.
Especially if there's a 28-car pileup on the backstretch.
Well,
he finished.
There was 4 or 5 guys that weren't in the big pack that dropped off of it during the last sequence of pit stops that ended up 7th, 8th.
A big problem now with the fuel mileage races and the way they are, there's less wrecks, even though there's a big one. So you have less opportunities to get back on the lead lap.
Yes.
If you don't. If it was up to me, man, I would change this race to 4 30-lap stages. Even though
I don't think
you
it
still
matters.
think that the fuel saving would come into effect, less time on pit road.
Because the opportunities to go get track position are very far and few between because the cars drive good. They have a lot of downforce on them, which allows us, in the first time in NASCAR history, to run wide open, more or less, 4 lanes wide, 7 cars deep. That's drafty car. And I don't think the cars should drive good enough to be able to do that. We could have done that the entire run. But when the bottom 2 lanes commit, okay, we're done saving fuel, and they go full wick up, then obviously the top 2 lanes can't keep up just for the amount of distance that they give up. So I don't know. If they've got the little switch open, pressing the red button for the short tracks, I think they should probably open that and simultaneously press it for the.
Is it time to take a look at this car of just taking the floor pan off the bottom? Because it seems like everything that we're doing is we haven't looked at that yet, and I don't know why that's like a red switch that we can't hit. And it seems like it's coming up more and more. That's one of the biggest differences of this car. Obviously, we don't have inner liners. We'll get into that later, but I think we got to just look at taking everything off the bottom, right?
That's a mess can of worms that I don't really want to get into today. I would be curious of what
it's got to be drive in your driver chat, right?
Driver chat's pretty quiet right now because there's a lot of other stuff going on that is going to pertain to us, but we don't have any sort of influence on it. I'd be curious of how they drive. The thing is with these cars, more tire patch on the ground, independent rear suspension, so the rears are in in the track more. 7-inch blade or however tall it is, they just are locked down in their slot cars to the racetrack. You watch the Xfinity cars, and they've got runs and comers and goers, and they're swatting flies in there, and you can generate runs and drag back and do all that stuff. Here, the cars just are – every car goes the same speed. So the only way that you can pass somebody is by saving more fuel than them, being in your pit box less, taking less fuel, and then merging onto the racetrack the next run in front.
Yeah.
It's really the only way to do it. Unless you can get to the lead of lane 2 or lane 3 and then cover lane 2 and then eventually surge back, cover lane 1, and that's how you get track position.
Well, it's just getting, like you said, if you get the lead, right? It used to be like a death wish to get the lead because then you're burning more fuel. Well, then they just slow down.
Yeah.
And you can't go anywhere, so then everybody's just going slower.
Yeah.
So, wow. And then when it's time to go, everybody goes, and you can't go anywhere.
Right.
So it's just, you're just stuck.
Yeah. It's wild.
And then you shuffle around, come into the stage break, and you crash. Or you get a little broke up, and Brad spins someone out. That's the only... I don't want to hammer Brad, but it seems at super speedways there's 3 guys that inherently are part of the most wrecks, whether it be a bad push or a bad block, and it's the 6, the 47, and the 38. Or the 34. 6, the 37, and the 34.
I don't think that it's
6, 47, 34. I've said that wrong twice.
I also don't think it's coincidence that those guys are also in contention to win more often than not.
Not disagreeing.
Sometimes it helps by wiping out the competition, but also you have fast cars to be able to do that. And we saw the 6. Man, I'm sure he lost. Here. I'm sure he lost. He lost some sleep last night.
I don't know.
We'll not about what it hit
about
the 2, about not blocking the 47 on the short shoot.
So there's a tweet of Kyle Larson coming to the line of his in-car. Someone put it up because you can just go on NASCAR app and kind of cut that stuff now. But the 5 is pushing the 6, and Tyler Mon says, "Don't push him to the window," and he lifts to not beat a Chevrolet.
Yeah.
And Brad tweeted, "These OEM orders are getting crazy," but that's what it is.
It's a big deal.
I'm
Manufacturer
sure
points, wins, yeah.
On Chevy's mind too after Daytona with the 8 car getting beat there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Yeah, it is a big no-no to push a rival OEM to the win.
Yeah.
Not good.
Bad, if you will.
There's a lot of money with just manufacturer points, stuff like that, in the overall championship.
I'm Ryan Flores. Join Kim Kuhn and myself each and every week right here at Around the Track. Whether you are going to the racetrack or watching from home, we get you ready for all things national and regional level.
And we'll tell you who and what to watch for each week. Plus, we get you ready for the weekend at the racetrack, and Erica will help you place your bets to win some easy money.
Be sure to check out Around the Track every Wednesday on NASCAR's YouTube channel.
We have the in-car camera, I believe, the in-foot camera of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Did they have it of him saving fuel or what?
Looks like he's all in the wood there.
A little bit of break. Where's he running at the moment? 11th.
Oh, that's okay.
So he's about 4th in line in the middle lane.
So you're just kind of managing that gap in front of you. Like
you're
driving down the highway.
Pretty much. Yeah, at 188. You're just a little bit of brake, holding 60 to 70% throttle. Just waiting to see what number you are going to be to the crash whenever it happens. Was this the largest big one of all time?
That's what they said.
Really?
I mean,
it's every car. Even the 47 to technically be involved because it bounced off his door. 28 cars. Every one.
You see, people were furious that this 47 got hit and there was some door foam missing and they wanted them to not.
People are furious about anything.
I was like, oh my goodness. Well, they took a picture afterwards when it was like ripped away and there was a little bit of foam missing, but it wasn't like a black flag or like pittable offense, and people are just mad because of what happened with the 4 last week and what happened this week with the cars wrecked on the backstretch and kind of getting them going and the inconsistencies there, and then the caution being put back out and cars weren't moving when it was still
I was
red.
confused about that.
I think everybody was. So then they just pile it on. Well, Ricky had a piece of foam missing, and it was like, it was only a little bit. And it was, they took a picture on jack stands when somebody probably ripped it open and pulled some foam out too when it was sitting there.
This is after the race was over?
Yeah. But yeah, people are just mad.
Man.
Were you mad when you were leading the pack? I saw you were. I didn't even know you led. When'd you get out front?
I don't know. Sometime.
Just drive on up there and lead you a couple?
Yeah, I got to, we call that PR laps, if you will.
When was this?
I don't know, some point during the race.
It was early because we're still in the
New
race.
leader.
51. Your car was hard to see this weekend.
Yeah, blended in.
Dark blue, not a ton of lettering. It blended in a little bit, yeah.
So out there.
How'd the Ford feel compared to Chevy on Superspeedway?
They got some good mo. I thought we had a car capable of getting up there and contending for a win. If that was the case, we didn't play the strategy track position game great at the end, and we cycled, and we were going to be the 14th car to the crash when that happened, and it eventually did. Close moment here though when you guys got turned by the 48. I was right next to Joey, and we're oh no.
Oh, that was, you got doored there a little bit.
Yeah, and you're just trying to hold the wheel somewhat straight and not break traction with the rears. Oh, lucky.
Dang, Joey got a shot in the back there hard. They got that thing patched up in the front, though.
Yeah.
Gronk and the boys.
Yeah, bow. Big wreck out of 12.
He was out of breath after that.
Yeah, dude. You're going 187 miles an hour when you hit a stationary vehicle. I said, hang on. Okay, good.
I'm through it, Harry. 10-4, man. Really nice. How's your hot rod?
I love that.
Need a little TP.
He said, yeah, what do you need?
Toilet paper and track position.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's what
I'm through it, Harry.
You can drive through it.
Did they laugh about it? Or did you even get a laugh on the response on the radio?
I don't know.
I laughed about it.
I laughed.
I'm through it. Look at you having fun again. Who is this guy? Who's you? So, what do you think about that wreck? Just a bad push from the 48.
Cars are really light there through the tri-oval. Coming down to it, you're hoping to give the guy in front of you a square shot, but these cars just don't take a push.
Blaney was mad. Blaney's really good at super speedway racing. I would notice that, like watching our car yesterday. I'm like,
it also helps when you're setting an absolute rocket ship like that.
Well, yeah, but you still got to drive it.
That's true.
So then there's the biggest one ever. Here we go. The 38. The Tweaket's a little bit far apart. I kept hearing the term. The rubber band got stretched and then it got snapped.
Okay, I don't think that was all Brad. He was getting pushed pretty hard in there.
He was. I would love to see SMT to see if he ever got on the brakes or not.
Bad spot. That's just a bad spot. 22's on you. Kind of fading to the left a little bit, so you catch the left rear bumper and just, that's all she wrote, boys. Everybody from second on back gets in the wreck. Ooh. Smash, 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 smash. And you're just waiting. You're sliding. You're getting smashed into, and then like you just grab a couple gears, and you're like, okay, does this thing roll straight? Okay, good. Okay. That's what happened to me.
Dang, that 2-car spun around quick.
Watch the 31 here. I watched this a couple different times. He comes on the top. There was a hole, and I think he was trying to shoot the top, and the 2 fades back into him. And
oh, here's you.
Dang it!
Talk to me, Cole.
Smash, smash. Left rear shot. Okay, hopefully the toe link's not bad. Okay, bam, bam. Dang. Like, stop hitting me. Okay, grab a couple gears. Don't get stuck, because it is an absolute race car graveyard down in turn 3 here, with a lot of people standing around, a lot of tow trucks, flatbeds. Apparently nobody really knew what was going on. So I was able to drive my car under yellow flag conditions to the pit box. They were able to assess the damage, which worked out to be pretty good in our favor. A lot of guys weren't that fortunate. So there was cars stuck, there was cars high-sided, cars wrecked, cars kind of not wrecked. Apparently there was some confusion. What was your observation of this?
I was gone by that point.
Oh.
They wrecked and we got in the car, but listening back, it sounded like a little bit of admittance that they didn't like what happened last week with Josh Berry. So then they kind of tried to change it on the fly this week.
But then they lifted the red flag and sat there.
So listening to the teardown is the only opinion I have listening to them. They said that they lifted the yellow flag, or they lifted the red flag, put the yellow out, but then the pace car didn't roll because they're like, no, we have more cleanup. So they should have put their red flag back out right away. Because what happens, the reason that's important is when you lift the red flag, the guys can start working on the car.
Yes.
So Alex Bowman, he's on pit road. They lift the red flag.
Working on it.
Those guys start working on it. Pace car's not rolling.
My car.
Same. Right? Pace car's not rolling. Well, Alex Bowman, if they're able to fix it before the pace car laps him, then he finished 16th. If he's a lap down, the best he can finish is 23rd. That's a 7-point difference. That puts him on the cut line for next week.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about every point makes a difference here. Like, Logano's car was wrecked so bad, and they were just like, try to get it back. Like when we wrecked, for instance. We just kept driving around and click laps off just so we can get a point with a wrecked race car. Like, run it till it blows because every point matters here. So that's the type of officiating stuff that
a little bit of inconsistency
is inconsistent, and when you lose any consistency, you hinder or there's any hindrance to your integrity, whether it's malicious or not, right? People are just going to pile it on, and you got a lot of smart people making a lot of money to know the rules. I don't think integrity is a word,
but I don't have a big enough vocabulary to figure out
I wouldn't say. I mean, it's integrity. It's not in the sense of there being
malicious
or not straightforward. It's just that it's inconsistent, right? And then that's you got, then the team guys, the crew chiefs and the drivers study NASCAR to the nth degree. And I'd say it's probably harder for NASCAR because they have to think about everybody.
Yeah.
Where the teams just have to think about themselves, so they probably know
the loopholes,
everything that's going on, and they're ready for every situation. And then when they do get in a bad situation, NASCAR's getting hammered here. Some of it's rightfully so, man. Some of it are big. It's big misses, and this time of year you can't have those misses because everything is amplified.
Well, I think that they're not doing the easy things right.
Correct.
To start with. If you have cameras and see that there's an absolute yard sale of cars and tow trucks going on and flatbeds can't get cars parked and guys that are limping around, if the racetrack is not ready to go yellow, then keep it red. Don't give guys opportunities that happen to drive their car around pit road. And I'm saying this because I was on the advantage side of this because I was able to make it to pit road. If somebody's high side and need to get a push from a tow truck while it's under red, they can't do that. You don't know if you're wrecked. You don't know if you can make it, if you can even roll. And you now, when they lift the yellow flag, have to go the same speed as the pace car would be going, so you'd be going down a lap anyways. If it's red, leave it red. Nobody can move. If it's yellow, let the pace car go. That's easy. That's like easy stuff.
Yeah, I've never seen this one. I've never seen this one be missed.
I don't think the DVP is a terrible idea. I think it could be refined, and I think that there could be, I'm going to go back to stewards, 4 or 5 guys up there that pay attention to whether it be track limits, whether it be finishes that are malicious and over the line. If you were to, like, somebody's got to be able to 4 guys up there, and if you don't get 3 out of the 4 thumbs up, or if it's got to be unanimous, thumbs up or down, make game time calls like that. We're to the point now where we need to have that. And
couple ex-drivers, couple ex-crew chiefs,
whoever, right?
Yeah, competition directors, making the calls. And even if they're not at the track, you can have them in Concord.
Bro, the room over there at the Concord building is sick.
And that's going to come, right? And we're going to get smarter as we go, but these are misses that hurt the sport. right? This stuff hurts the sport because when your competitors come out and they just bash NASCAR, and obviously there's a lawsuit going on too, right? So everybody's just piling on in every direction.
Yep.
You can't have misses like this, man. We got to be, not we. I say we. We all say we. I don't. It's not. I have nothing to do with it.
There were some burnt feelings this week about. I heard about this tweet, and then I lumped us into this because NASCAR pays bills for the show. Denny said that it's state-run media. I think he was talking about SiriusXM Channel 90, and he was inferring that SiriusXM Channel 90 or shows on there have NASCAR talking points that they're like issued via email or whatever to have NASCAR's back. They don't send us those emails.
We don't get any of that. Like,
we also
I do get that. Somebody asked me this week, what are your talking points for that? I said nothing. Like, what did NASCAR tell you to say? I said nothing. They don't tell us anything. One, and two, if I was to talk about the lawsuit, it would be an uneducated opinion because I'm the front tire changer of the 12 car.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about charters. They pay me a small fee
relative
to change front tires on the 12 car.
Yeah.
And that's what I worry about. If I was here to talk to you about charters, I wouldn't be any smarter than Joe Blow from Idaho on a bar stool telling you about it.
Yeah.
Like,
same here. And I know enough to be dangerous, but I don't know the full story on this side or that side. So I'm not even going to begin to touch on it.
No.
Because I don't know. There are a lot of smarter guys talking about it on both sides of that lawsuit. And we don't have talking points. Even if we did, we probably wouldn't touch it because we don't know what's going on anyways. That's big boy business.
But, like, we can sit here collectively on NASCAR's platform that we work on and say, hey, big time misses this weekend from a operational standpoint during the race, right? Some big misses that need to be addressed, and it almost looks, this is going to sound bad, but it almost looks like when you watch an NFL team and the 2-minute drill and they're not well coached versus a
1,000%.
team that is well coached, right? Everybody's on the same page. Boom, boom, boom. This is what happens. Get out of bounds.
Where's Hoots at? David Hoots, come on back, buddy.
Well, I don't know that I'm going that far.
Put it out.
To call people out by name. I just think that
I'm not calling people. I just say it would be nice to have David Hoots back in the fold.
Hoots did a good job. But just thinking about the decision making, the meetings that go into that, the leadership of those meetings, that needs to be taken. Not that it's not taken serious now, but it needs to be looked at, examined, and reimagined for next year.
Yeah.
So,
moving on.
Question of the week. Back to the Aero package. Did the changes allow for closer racing? Did you see anything good or bad from the Aero package changes this weekend?
I mean, the only changes was to try to raise the liftoff speed of the cars. So
yeah,
all we keep doing is making these cars put more drag on them, put more side force in them, making them stick to the ground more going forward, all while also sticking to the ground going backwards. We shouldn't be able to drive at 190 miles an hour, 4 lanes wide, and nobody make a mistake for 15 laps. These cars should be harder to drive than that. I don't know how to get to that point. You don't see Xfinity cars going 4 wide for more than 100 yards because they would crash.
Yeah.
You'd lose downforce, you'd lose side force, and you'd wreck 15 cars.
I think it's under the car, man. I really do, and I really think that it's time to look at taking the underbodies off and just seeing what it does. There's why, like,
yeah,
just take it off and see what it does.
Yeah.
I don't know, but one thing that didn't stay on the ground was Ricky Stenhouse. And have you ever seen? Did you see what Ricky did after the race?
I peeked at the screen and I saw him going up the fence, and then I just left.
Have you ever seen The Office?
Yeah.
Watch this clip.
Easy, Ricky, easy. Oh, man.
Wow.
Oh, God. I mean, Ricky. Fired up.
Climb back up and out.
Come on, Ricky.
Spider-Man.
Parkour!
Parkour!
Michael, parkour! Parkour!
Extreme.
Parkour! Parkour!
Literally
That's kind of what it was.
Literally sliding down the
Parkour.
sliding down the pipe. Watch this. Whoosh. No, watch this.
Guys, I can do a bar muscle up. Watch him climb this fence. That's kind of what it was like. Hey, I haven't gotten a workout in today. I'm going to show you guys that I can CrossFit.
I'm going to do 3 fence climbs and a ladder slide here.
Yep. And then I'm going to run home from Talladega.
Yeah, Ricky's a spider monkey, bro.
Ricky's a stud.
getting JTG win. He last win was the 2022 Daytona 500. So, hey, it was the 23 Daytona 500.
Yep. So it's the first time in his career that he has had back-to-back winning seasons, and he's got 4 wins now, all in super speedways. Man, good for those guys.
Is he the super speedway ringer?
I think there's a couple, but he's definitely better
He's
at
got
super
some dubs.
speedways than other racetracks for sure. In the 47 as well. You know, Mike Kelly, they might even be our dogs of the week.
Really?
So let's get on over to boats and woes.
After the break, we got to pay for the show.
Less than this ruler determine the winner of the race.
You put him in this position, and we're having the conversation today about why did every other crew chief miss the 2-stop strategy.
This is Formula One racing, this is road course racing, and this is also short track racing.
You've only got to get to here, just over a car width.
Catch NASCAR Inside the Race each week on NASCAR's YouTube channel.
And we're back for pit road boats and woes. Did we have some this week? What we got?
Dude, did you see
I
the
did see this one.
38 car about clean out Cordero and the boys on the 24?
Side note, the 24 pit box was like, as I was buckling up, was like 2 or 3 down, so it was like right in my windshield, kind of eye shot, the only box I could see. And Cordero was doing like a split, like Michael Jackson style.
That's weird, man.
Like stretching.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't like, hee, but like I was like, how the hell is his hips that flexible? And he does the same job you do. And you're flexible as the damn oak tree.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You don't do any splits on pit road?
I've never had to do a split.
So maybe
I never had to run out there and do a split and change tires. It's not something I've ever encountered.
Well, maybe this is what saved his ass when 38 was coming after him. He did that split.
You think that Gillen was like, oh no, this guy can do a split. Let me lock her down.
I think so.
Let's watch it. Oh, it looks. Every time I see something like that, 23 spins him out.
Oh my!
Whoa, that was close. He was late. He was late turning in.
Yeah. I don't know why you don't fade. Oh, okay. He had somebody in front of him, so he didn't really see where he was at to fade in early.
Thank God for pit road speed, right? Pit road speed is what saved a lot of lives.
That's for sure. That's a fast pit road speed, even so.
That is 55, but you guys were able to lock it down and move on. Next one, this happened right. We were in pit stall 42. Marvin Turnex Jurgens.
Locking the right rear up. Oh boy. So here's the thing that's hard. Is you don't get any hot pit road entry all weekend until the first time you come down. So if your brake bias is off or wrong, you don't know until you are the 19 car spinning out.
Well, wouldn't you take a log off the fire then when you're getting in there the first time?
His log was off the fire. He was just locking the rear tire up because it's got too much
so
rear bias.
he was fine. He just had too much rear bias. Copy.
Yeah. So I generally put rear bias in
me.
anyways.
Right there. Hey, man.
That's you. Hey, man, get going. Why'd you spin out? That right rear tire locked.
So I'm standing right there, too. Here I am again. Everything's going around us here. The 48 car.
Back up a little bit. They're also, and this is maybe a wild accusation, but there have been allegedly shenanigans with one tire breaking, to qualify well and to get speed out of your car. But maybe that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
It locked the right rear tire up on that unit for sure.
I got in a conversation about what happened to Chris Bell at Phoenix. I still haven't heard a great, just like this weekend I was just talking about, I haven't heard a great explanation of that.
What?
When the right front rotor just exploded? No other rotor exploded, just the right front.
You only explode one, then you crash.
Yeah, but obviously, it didn't happen all year. It just happened there at Phoenix.
We've seen rotor explode before. What are you trying to look into some conspiracy
All right,
theory?
we can cut that out. How about this 48 car? So, tough part. Oh, it's your fault, actually.
Yeah, it was. Everything's my fault.
Back to blaming you. He's angled out. The minute he goes
and
turns
it
to the right, it gives the fuel head a bad angle. We called that. The 48 had just wrecked us, and then they pitted. So, ball don't lie. get a penalty, and go to the back. Next one, the 6 and the 38 missed pit road under green. Whew. Yeah, that was...
There's nothing that gives you more angst as a race car driver than the laps leading up to a green flag pit stop at a speedway. Because guys don't wave off anymore. It's like this big secret.
Yeah.
When guys are pitting. And if you are if you're in the wrong lane, if you're in the middle lane and you're trying to come down and guys peel off and you don't expect them, you find yourself in bad air. You can't slow down.
Was it 38 supposed to? Yeah, he was supposed to put there.
Yeah.
Huh? And he's gauging off of the 6.
Yeah.
And the 6 misses it, so then he misses it as well.
Your braking potential is also pretty much zero in traffic as well. So that's why you try to fan out getting on pit road.
Yeah.
You don't get a chance to practice green flag entries, so that's why you see guys get in a bad spot and make mistakes.
Yeah, and you're so committed. Like, right the minute he got to the outside of the 10, he was like, whoa, bailed.
Mm-hmm.
He knew he wasn't going to make it. So, better to bail and come back and live to fight another day. He saw the 6 car lead in the...
You also
leading
understand that if you can pass a couple cars on pit road entry, that's going to blend you further up in line.
Joey was really aggressive with that. He about got a couple. It was pretty good. The guys that executed this weekend, man, dogs of the week, 40-17.
Really?
Yep.
Winning dogs.
Mike Kelly and the boys, man, they crushed it. So let's start. So Mike Kelly's obviously the crew chief. Spotter Tab Boyd, shout out to Tab. It's been a great spotter for a long time, racer, guiding Ricky Stenhouse to a super speedway victory. Then we got tire carrier Justin Edgel, Jackman Sam Wright, rear changer Josiah Wright. Are they brothers?
Doubt it.
I wonder if they're brothers.
Wright's a fair. The Wright brothers?
The Wright brothers. They're flying.
They are flying up.
They are flying.
Dad jokes.
That is just Hunter Massling, longtime teammate of mine, longtime front tire changer. Shout out to him.
Dog.
And the dog of dogs, the fuel dog, Cody Osborne.
Dog as
Shout
well.
out.
Congrats.
They did a great
Big
job getting the right amount of fuel. The pit crews come into they come into account wildly large here. It's important. Pit road is where a place that, you know, we always thought pit road wasn't a big deal. Just go there, get tires on it, get it full of fuel. The fuelers dictate who wins the race, and the strategy and the crew chief. We saw the 2 car be super aggressive. Brian Wilson, Andrew Lackey, they were going to win the race, man.
Who was?
2 car.
Yeah.
They have won stages at every super speedway this year.
Really?
The 2 car. For that reason, they've been super aggressive. They've been really good at it. They've worked really hard at it. I'm bummed that the Penske cars didn't get the finishes they deserved.
Yeah, they all got crashed.
Yep.
You'll have that.
Moving on to the Roval.
On with the chlorophyll.
That's my thoughts. Now it's time for a penny for your thoughts. First question. Who was your drafting partner?
You don't get to pick and choose, especially anymore with how it all shakes out. But it was cool that Cody Ware driving the old roast beef wagon and I driving the old 51 Ford Mustang were up front leading the show. I'm sure Rick had a nice smile on his face sitting on the box.
Brown Cheese Ball. That's this person's name. I want to read it the way it's written. How's it like having Cody Ware as a teammate?
I like Cody, man. He's
you guys look alike a little bit.
Thanks.
You guys do, like from far away, look alike. You guys are gonna get confused for each other.
I think if there is another fella that has had a lot of thrown his way on social media, it's probably that guy. So we probably collectively have a lot of Reddit haters for our teammate situation. So I just tell Cody to don't read the comments, man, and just do your job, get better. Continue to be a race car driver. You got to have thick skin doing this stuff. And I think he has the ability. He's ran well. He outran Justin a lot of times this year. Indy outran him several times as well. So he has the ability. He just needs some experience, and he's done a pretty good job this year. Somebody asked me this week how to deal with people saying bad stuff on the internet about you and how you don't fire back. Just imagine a grown-ass person on their phone tweeting something mean to you, typing it into their phone like, I'm going to show them. Yeah, that's going to really hurt my feelings. You suck. I'm a 37-year-old with a mortgage, and I'm tweeting you right now that you stink and you suck. Now, don't get me wrong. I do have the inclination to fire back. But then I think
Nah.
The twists and turns of the NASCAR playoffs peak at the Roval, where 4 more drivers are going to find themselves on the outside looking in. Join the gang as we break down all the lefts and the rights. It's NASCAR Inside the Playoffs on True TV and Max.
Scroll back up a little bit here. I saw a couple about the Kickball Classic. Dream Kickball movie, comedy or serious? What actor, what role do we play in it?
This is one of the all-time best Penny for Your Thoughts questions that's ever been sent in, to be honest with you. This is the type of stuff I like talking about. Hypotheticals that nobody cares about that really drums up some imagination. This guy sent 2 in. He sent that in. Follow-up, does Cliff get to be a coach in the movie? Would he be on the hero or the villain team?
Villain.
For sure. He would be like the crew chief for Rowdy Burns.
Here at Global Gym, we're better than you. We know it.
That's what I think about. When I think about a dream kickball movie, it's like dodgeball.
Remember Basketball?
Yeah.
That's like a basketball movie.
No, dodgeball.
Okay.
What role? What
So
actors?
comedy.
Who would play me? I think Miles Teller would play me because I feel like we have comparable muscles. I think Zach Galifianakis would play you. Similar body types.
I have to look these people up. Miles Teller. Let me look up Miles.
Put it up on the screen.
Okay.
And then there's me. Shirt off, pick.
Yeah, okay.
That's me.
Yeah.
And then
I'd say Cody Ware plays you.
And then Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah. Between 2 ferns. I used to be a lone wolf playing kickball, but now I have
That's you.
A bunch of other wolves with me, like a wolf pack.
It would be like
running through kickball looking for home runs.
It would be the movie.
Chains.
The movie plot would be we're brothers, and one's better looking and more athletic, but he has to play. Their dying mom's last wish would I have to win the tournament with you, and you're just you're a continued up, and you can't kick the ball, but I coach you tirelessly every day, and then you kick the winning home run, and we win the championship.
And I'm the brother that actually wins. I was like, oh, yeah. Even though all of this, you're the one that actually wins. Boom. How did you get? There was one up there too. There was one up there too that said, "How did you get involved with the YMCA?"
So.
And Samaritan's Feet.
Yeah, long story short, been working with Samaritan's Feet for several years now. So to do anything that's charitable on my end will benefit those guys because they do the Lord's work.
And it makes you feel better about making fun of me.
No, it doesn't. So they just surpassed 10 million pair of shoes that they've donated over their entirety, I think 13 years. Got hooked up to the YMCA because one, Dad's on the board for the Kannapolis YMCA, and we wanted to be able to use the Kannapolis Cannonballer Stadium for the event. So, like Rick Hendrick said, it's just good for everybody.
Can you get a Cannonballer baseball player to play? That's what you need. We had a couple guys bail.
We did.
AJ Styles broke his leg. You need an athlete like the Cannonballers pitcher.
Yeah. Well, when you're a low A ball club like the Cannonballers, guys get turned over every week, so they don't really have a lot of consistency there. But who knows might show up this Thursday.
You're damn right.
What else we got?
Does the Ford race the way you remember it when you were in the 32? That is a long time ago and a lot of changes.
A lot of changes. Also, old Gen 6 car to Gen 7 car, completely different. Gressy 4 sends in, now that you're a Ford driver, did you have to sell your Tahoe? I didn't buy the Tahoe. It was a manufacturer vehicle. And about 10 minutes after the announcement, they were asking for the Tahoe back. So then I deliver the Tahoe. I buy a Jeep Wagoneer. And a coil went bad 3 days after I was driving it, so it went back to the shop. Should have bought a Ford Explorer, man, or Expedition.
This guy's
reliable.
Broken Arrow Bourbon. I met him the other day at Lowe's. Would only running 2 stages at Daytona and Dega change the style of racing? So cutting a stage, I don't know. Corey, we talked about that a little bit here. Running more stages, running less stages. You say that the racing isn't going to change until you're able to go harder and make runs.
Yep.
Or not go harder, right? You said you're able to drive them too hard.
Until you have the opportunity to maneuver your car and the cars drive bad enough to where handling becomes an issue, fuel saving is going to be one of the only ways that you have to get track position.
Copy. Well, there's a couple more. In the Cup Series, Corey, does a Ford really push better than a Chevy? There's a lot of Ford-Chevy questions. They probably all feel the same.
One of my pennies of what my goals were this weekend was to not use the front bumper until like 5 to go. Because more often than not, if you're the guy pushing, as we saw at Daytona, got pushed by the 5 into the 10, we all got crashed. If you're the one using your front bumper and you end up spinning somebody out, 98% of the time, unless you're the 6, you get wrecked as well. So I wasn't going to use the front bumper, so I don't really know how to answer that question.
Copy.
I was going to be pretty conservative and try to get up there when it mattered.
Anything grind your gears?
I got to say it.
Let's hear it.
There are a lot of people and fans in the pathways where we have to go. Fan zone, the garage at Talladega, very inconvenient for the competitors, but pretty cool for a fan. They got the big thing in the middle, and they got the 18-wheeler truck and the whole thing. Like, it's super nice. The fan accessibility is very good there.
Second to none, some would say.
Second to none, some would say. What grinds my gears is when people don't know how to take a selfie. Because some people have the camera turned around the wrong way. Some people don't know the button to hit. And I have very small amount of time. I will oblige you to take a selfie. I will give you one shot at it. If you don't know how your phone works to take a selfie, I will go to the next person that takes a selfie. What grinds my gears about that is whether I'm walking to qualifying or to the grid or from the grid to the truck to go back to the motorhome and hang out with my kids, it attracts more people on autographs, which is fine. I will sign all the autographs till my hand cramps up. Because like Big Rand says, one day nobody gives a about your autographs, so you might as well send them now. But figure out how to do a selfie when you go to the racetrack, and then when time comes to take a picture with your favorite driver, be ready. Have it open. Know where the button's at. Take a selfie first. Tester. Okay, good. Now Chase Elliott comes by. Hey man, everybody will look at the camera for you for half a second. But if you don't know how to work your camera with a selfie, that's on you.
Yeah, these guys got a lot to do. They had to make one lap on Saturday, so they didn't have time for you to fumble with your phone.
Yes.
So
we're about efficiency.
Get your stuff right.
Yeah.
I am with you.
No, you're not.
Zach Galifianakis over here. Moving on to the Kickball Classic. What do we need to know before we go?
Well, if you're going to be a fan and you're going to be in town for the Roval, come on out. Thursday night, the Kannapolis Cannonballer Stadium, 5 o'clock. Kickball games, but also a hell of a fireworks show at the end. It's a lot of fun. Food will be there. A lot of cool stuff, silent auction items. You can bid for your favorite driver's shoes.
Get that on the QR code.
If you're watching on YouTube, QR code's on the screen at the moment. Scan that and just peruse through stuff. One of the coolest things on there, we just got it this week. There's sheet metal and all sort of different stuff from different guys, but Hendrick Engine sent us a valve cover signed by their 4 guys, Kyle, Chase, Alex, William Byron, and Jeff Gordon.
Surprised they didn't take that back. Give me that back. Go get a Roush Yates one.
Yeah.
Like they took the Tahoe back.
Nope. Hendrick Engines, they have a team playing in the event as well.
That's cool.
Or you can buy, if you just wanted to buy a ticket, 100% of the proceeds go to the Kannapolis YMCA and Samaritan's Feet at CoreyLaJoieRacing.com, or you can watch it on NASCAR's YouTube page live. That's going to be a lot of fun as well.
It was a ton of fun last year.
Yep. So they're going to be Jonathan Merriman, I believe, and Chuck Bush will be in the booth commentating it. We'll have field reporters, Jesse Punch, interviewing us. You're playing this year, so you can be on Ryan Blaney's team. We're going to talk a little bit of smack. It's just cool to see guys out of their element. It's one of the most fun days of the year, in my opinion. So it's raising a lot of money for some good causes, and it's a blast, and everybody's sore for a couple of days after before we go to the Roval. That's all I got, really. Celsius is sponsoring as well as Built, so they've been some anchors of the tournament for the last couple years, and hopefully we keep it going. My goal is to keep it going until Levi can be on our kickball team. I feel like he's like 4 years away.
Okay.
He can boot it right now, bro. But he's only got warning track power right now, so until he can start kicking home runs and run, a base path that's faster than me, then he's not going to be invited on the team. So that's the
situation. So you think 8 years old is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I'm with you.
He's going to be better than you by the time he's 8 years old.
Hey, man, maybe he can come hold some medals for me then.
He can.
I got a lot of people that are better than me. A lot of people that tell me they're better than me in kickball, in life, in tire changing, and they can all come over and look at my ring case and say, hey, man, I'm better than this guy. Why don't I have all those rings? Hey, man, I'm better than you. Where's your medal at? Oh, I got 6 of them. Shove it up your ass.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, I've had it pisses me off because I've had like NASCAR tech kids be like, I could change tires better than you.
What was his name?
It's like the people on social media.
They think they
like, Corey sucks.
Yeah.
At driving, I could drive down the highway faster than that.
I've been to go-karts with my uncle one time.
Yeah.
Set the fastest lap of the day.
So I'll let you look at my medal after the celebrity tournament too.
A little feisty today.
I am. You have been piling it on here. I'm coming back. See, that's the problem. These drivers are all the same. Say all the they want, and then you say something back. Oh, get your panties in the wad. Get your panties in the wad over a little feisty. I'll see you Thursday. I'm on your team first, and then I'm not on your team.
I'm going to get it all good out of you before you get to the celebrity game, but you can continue to show up and get all the good out of the Instagram page because we're still giving away Arctic stuff. @_StackingPennies. I don't know what we're giving away. Something nice. Something kickball themed, probably. So tune into that, as well as give us a like, download, share, rate, review us. Or if you're driving down the highway, listen to us on SiriusXM channel, just give the person next to you a nice thumbs up and a smile. Everybody can need some encouragement every now and then.
Or you could be like Ricky Stenhouse and flip off Austin Dillon, and then he's not coming to kickball this week.
That is true. Allegedly. Austin Dillon was drafted onto Ricky Stenhouse's team. Austin Dillon told me this morning he was
olive branch because of what happened at Richmond. Here, I'm sorry.
I cost you the game or brought a caution that you didn't win the race legitimately. Now everybody hates you because you wrecked a bunch of cars before you won. He drafted them. They were going to be a good combo. Apparently, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. flipped off Austin Dillon during the race. Monday morning, Austin Dillon texted me, hey, man, I'm not going to be able to play. I don't know if they were linked. I don't know. That's up to you to decide. Put me in a bad spot.
Well, put Ricky in a bad spot, too. That was his second-round draft pick.
It's tough for him.
It's tough. Or third, whatever. Yeah, man.
Hey, it's big boy stuff because we're playing big boy sport, kickball, Thursday night. Be there. Or be square. That's all I got. Done talking. Hungry. Y'all have a great day. Keep stacking pennies. Goodbye.